different this year. We'll see how it goes. We got the 2013 post-draft write-up. I am wearing a horrible, awful t-shirt, counteracting it. Suck a dick, Wally. All right, so here we go. We got 2013. We got all kinds of fun new things going on this year. We got 2 new managers. Want to welcome Purple Rain and Butt Fumblers. Want to welcome back all the current managers from the last seasons past. This year, definitely the draft was more consistent throughout. I think most teams have a little bit of deficiency somewhere. Yahoo says Corksuckers had the best draft. I disagree. I actually think one of our rookie managers had the best draft. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get to the post-draft results. I'm going to go ahead and start with Purple Rain. He had a pretty damn good draft. He got Charles Forte, Ray Rice, Andrew Luck, Reggie Wayne. $4 for Joe Flacco. I don't think you'll use him, but whatever. The IDP is not so great, but in general, I definitely like the Mike Williams and Steve Smith pickups. I'm giving this one an A-. A-. That's a hell of a draft. Good draft, Rook. Next up, we got Bounty. Bounty had a tough year last year. Finished, I think it was dead last. So anywhere but up, 11th place will be a positive. Dez Bryant, $48. Reggie Bush, Ryan Matthews, Brandon Marshall. His hip is fucked. That's not so great. You only got 2 decent running backs, so I'm not super excited about your running back issues if you start to get hurt. Brandon Pettigrew, you got old softy, not bad, and your IDP is average. It's not bad. C+, dude. C+. There's just some questions with Tony Romo. Fuck that guy. All right. Next up, we got the infirmary unit. Apparently, Niners Dixon Sider knows more than we do because he drafted a lot of hurt dudes. But then again, so did Cylons last year. Worked out okay for him. He's got Marshawn Lynch. He's got Colin Kaepernick. That's nice. He's got Alden Smith for $9. A little overpaid. That dude on his point scale, if you look, it's just not worth what you paid for him. Julio Jones. You got Jordy Nelson. He's hurt. Heath Miller. I think he's on IR. Antonio Gates is old as fuck. And you got Wes Welker's hurt. Ahmad Bradshaw, his foot. You don't really know. The rest of you guys are kind of There's not a lot to go ahead and truly love. Brandon Lloyd doesn't have a team. You might want to go ahead and drop him here in a couple hours. So I'm giving you a D+, dude. D+, one of the weaker drafts. Next up, we got Boxer. All right, Boxer. Apparently, Boxer didn't learn from last year. He blew his load on 5 dudes last year. He had no depth, and it came back and stung him in the ass. Struggled all year. What does he do this year? Blows his load on 5 dudes. Jimmy Graham, awesome. Alfred Morris, good. $47, a little expensive for Morris, but you're paying around 50 for a top flight tight end. So, all right. Drew Brees, 43. That's a lot for a QB. Chris Johnson, I think he's going to be good, $40. So I'm liking, your Alfred Morris, Chris Johnson deal going on. Victor Cruz, solid. 14 for Robert Griffin. I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to play him. And I don't think you're going to be able to trade, but you never know. Someone might snap a femur. And then the rest of the way, it's dollar players, dude. And, Bryce Brown might pay off if McCoy gets hurt. He could be decent on his own. Dude, Mikel Leshore, maybe if Bush gets hurt. Fred Jackson, maybe if C.J. Spiller gets hurt. But just not a lot of depth. So if a lot of injuries don't happen that go your way, you're going to have to move a lot of dudes. So I labeled you the load blower. So I gave you 3 dry shots and a C-. Okay? You're very wide receiver thin, too. All right. Next up, Hugs and Love. Hugs and Love has his own special freaking scoring system. Apparently, Hugs and Love's strategy last year was to take every tight end that was available. This year, it was to go ahead and suck up awesome QBs. So he's got Manning and Brady, and then he's got Michael Vick, just in case one of those dudes gets, a separated neck or something like that. His big running back acquisition was McFadden for $21. McFadden got traded like 7 times last year. He was hot potato, so he's already got fuck McFadden. He left $31 on the table. Kamish is guilty of doing that too. That's just never good. That means we probably could have got people that we held off on. Steven Jackson, you've got him in every league, you fucking homer. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, he's not going to be the guy. Rashard Mendenhall has no knee. There's not a whole lot of excitement on this team. So you get 3 Sam Bradfords. 3 Sam Bradfords. That is equal to the non-throwing arm of Colt McCoy. All right. Next up, Darth Stater, my nemesis. All right, dude. He's going to have a wide receiver circle jerk because he's got 9 of them, and that should be a lot of fun for him. He's got a stud in LeSean McCoy. I like the Eddie Lacy pickup for 24. Randall Cobb, Demaryius Thomas, Eric Decker, Greg Jennings, Le'Veon Bell is hurt. Torrey Smith, Lamar Miller, not sold on him. Cecil Shorts, Justin Blackman. Do you guys see a pattern here? Wide receivers up the ass. He's short on IDP. He's going to have to go ahead and draft some dudes. I don't think that's a great strategy. We're all going to have a shot at some of those guys that he dropped. C+, dude. Almost B. It's not a bad team, but you got some holes. You're going to have to drop some guys, so we're not really sure how your roster is going to look. Next up, Cork Soakers. Yahoo said he had the best draft. I looked over his team. It's a good team. I just don't think it's the best draft. J.J. Watt, dude spent over $100 in 2 leagues. Like, J.J. is either going to be so awesome for you, dude, or you're going to wonder why you paid all that money for him. He has a huge IDP advantage. If he goes off again, he makes lots of tackles. He defends a shit ton of passes. He had a ton of sacks. I understand why, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know. $24 for one guy, an IDP that you're going to have to protect at some point, during his bye week. Frank Gore, I'm a Niner fan. I'm never going to argue about Frank. I think they're going to lean on him heavy. CJ Spiller for 63. That's a lot for CJ Spiller, especially on a bad football team. He's a stud. He's going to get a lot of carries. I'm just afraid he's going to get snapped in half. Roddy White's already hurt, but he's a great player. Russell Wilson, it pains me to admit, he's good. You're going to be rooting for our enemies all season, so have fun with that. The rest of the way, Jason Witten, 25. I think that's a little much, especially since I got Vernon Davis at 17. Shane Vereen at 7. Mark Ingram, I don't really think you're going to use him too much. Maybe. He might get in there. No Sean. He's the 3rd running back over there. Your IDP looks pretty good. And your little wide receiver light, Michael Floyd could end up being a stud. I'm just not buying into the whole Arizona thing. I think their offensive line is dog shit. So I give Cork, who I've had some great battles with, and score off week 1, you get a B. All right, next up, Kamish. Kamish left $23 on the table. Kamish didn't like doing that. That was not good. Probably could have ended up with a better wide receiver. We're looking at, we got Trent Richardson here on Kamish's team, Vernon Davis. I'm just going to kind of keep the Kamish wrap up real quick on that one. We're definitely going to say wide receiver questions. Feeling good at running back with MJD, Trent Richardson, D'Angelo Williams, Giovanni Bernard, and current starter Jonathan Dwyer. So I like my tight end, and I love my IDP. Kamish gives himself a B. Cylons tied for the 2nd best draft as far as I'm concerned. You had a great draft. Kid was born right after went into labor. Kid born right after the draft. Thank that kid for holding out. Arian Foster, Stephen Ridley, Aaron Rodgers, Andre Johnson, Rob Gronkowski. Not going to help you out early, but could be decent down the road. Between now and then, you got Martellus Bennett, so I think tight end's kind of a weak spot for you currently. Marquise Colston, Pierre Garcon, great pickups. Miles Austin, 18, 14, and 10. That's really good pickups. Ben Tate, you got your handcuff, so you're secure in Houston. That was smart. You got good-looking IDP, Will Witherspoon, Chad Greenway, Tavon Branch, Greg Hardy, Bernard Pollard, and Garrett Hartley, your kicker. He's kind of overrated, but fuck, he's a kicker. You can go get another kicker. So A-. Nice fucking draft, dude. Very good. Let's see. Who else we got? Wise Guys. Wise Guys spent money. Never spends money. Dude fucking spent $128 on the number 1 running back and the number 1 wide receiver. And he had to sit down, wait for a little bit. Later on, he picked up Dwayne Bowe for 20, David Wilson for 27. Gets a bump with the Andre Johnson injury. He's got Anquan Bolden, Owen Daniels, very underrated tight end. He'll be solid. He got probably the best kicker. So he's probably got the kicker 1, running back 1, and wide receiver 1. Pretty badass. Zach Stacy, I don't think is going to do much for you. Bilal Powell, it's kind of a mess over there in New York, so that's kind of a big question mark. T.Y. Hilton, you outbid me. I probably should have bid you up. I had the money. That was a good pickup. I like Chris Long as your defensive end. Your IDP looks very solid. So originally I gave you a B, but now I'm reviewing it. I'm going to go ahead and give you a B because Andy Dalton does not go ahead and throw me. I think that's going to be, he's going to be hit or miss. We'll see. You might pick someone else up. Wally World. Not really sure what Wally World was doing on this draft. He had such a badass draft last year, and he seemed much more conservative this year. Started out with a couple of high IDPs. Sean Lee is going to be a stud linebacker, $9. Okay, you're going to have to protect him for that kind of investment. Charles Tillman, I don't think you will protect him down the road. $9, kind of I don't like DeMarco Murray at all. Because fuck these guys. Fuck these guys. Okay. Geno Atkins for 10. A lot of money on IDP early. Larry Fitzgerald for 31. He is either going to be totally resurrected or it's just going to be a mess down there because Palmer's going to get fucking murdered. Daryl Richardson, 15. I mean, right now you're rooting for Rams and Cowboys and freaking Cardinals. I don't know. It's not a lot of fun to me. Darren Sproles, stud. Hakeem Nicks for 17. I think he's going to have a great season. That was a good buy. I should have outbid you on that. Chris Ivory, kind of the same thing I mentioned on Bilal Powell. It's kind of a mess over there. I've got Ivory in another league. Hopefully he works out. I like your IDP. You definitely took that seriously. You got, who the hell's your quarterback? Oh, you got Stafford. Stafford for 18 was a steal. He's going to be a stud. You got Roethlisberger. I don't know if you're going to carry two guys all year. You got 2 running backs from St. Louis. Cameron Jordan, he's hurt already. I'm not buying the hype. Could be a stud. So, anyway, C plus B minus. Kind of there. We'll see on yours. All right. Butt Fumblers, new guy. Your first 3 picks, Doug Martin, Cam Newton, AJ Green. Can't go wrong there. Looks pretty awesome. You also picked up Monty Ball. He could go ahead and pay off later on down the road. Stevie Johnson. Tony Gonzalez for 21. A lot of mouths to feed over there. Danny Amendola. I think the over-under on him living is like 4 games. But pretty decent IDP overall. I give you a B minus. So that wraps up the commission's post-draft write-up. This is my first attempt at a video. I'm doing the best I can. Also, you all can suck it. Get ready for the week 1 kickoff video and the Survivor Series challenge. Remember, that's going to go on all year.